Hi everyone, welcome to November. I'm Nadine Briggs.
I'm Donna Shea.
We are co-authors and managing partners of the How to Make and Keep Friends book series, so welcome. We wanted to talk to you today about how to be more optimistic and how to be more grateful in the month of November.
Because the month of November is when we're kind of all of our thoughts turn to family and holidays if you celebrate them, and particularly Thanksgiving. So we thought we would talk this month about gratitude and how to use gratitude to actually make yourself feel happier.
Most people tend to really focus on the things that are bad in their lives, and they don't pay as much attention to the things that go well in their lives. So we want to teach you some strategies and some little exercises that you can do to make your life more optimistic and make those things more prevalent rather than the bad things in your life.
Right. So brain science actually says that if you start to change your negative thinking into thinking more positively, you can actually make your brain change. Our brains are wired to think of the negative stuff because our brains are wired to keep us safe. But what happens is it's easier, the negative sticks. So we're going to talk about how to change that negative and give your brain a chance to be more optimistic.
So we're going to share some exercises with you. We hope you try them out, and hopefully you'll give us some comments below the video and let us know how you like them if you tried them out, and let us know what you think of our ideas. So the first thing we're going to talk about is something called 3 Good Things. And 3 Good Things was created by, I believe, Martin Seligman out of Penn State. And what that is each night, preferably right before you go to bed, or you can do it any time of the day if you forget, you want to write down 3 good things that happened that day and why. And by doing that, what you'll find, if you do it for a week is great. If you could do it for a month, that's even better. What you'll find if you do the 3 good things is that during your day, you're going to start paying attention to those things that are good, because you know that you're going to write down about those at that night when you write down your 3 good things. And when you write down the and why, you're actually spending more time ruminating about good things and not so much about the bad things. And you'll find yourself really starting to focus on all the optimistic and positive things that happen day to day.
Right, and they don't have to be big things. They just have to be good things. Like, for example, this morning I had some pumpkin munchkins, but don't tell anybody. But they were really, really good. And that's a good thing because I love pumpkin at this time of the year. So it doesn't have to be a big thing. And it's also, this is great, we're talking about this in terms of, all of our work is around friendship. These are great things, exercises for kids to do. Because I don't know about any of you, but I have a son who sort of walks on the pessimistic side of life. And we've been doing this 3 good things exercise with him, and the change has been astronomical, actually, in the way he starts to look at things lately.
And even just to have a gratitude moment. So if you're feeling really anxious about something and you feel yourself kind of getting amped up about something that you're worried about, if you could just stop and say, you know what, let me just take a break right now and just shift my thinking around to something that I'm grateful for. And I know this happened for me in my life when my son was going to college, and I believe it was the night before he was leaving. You can imagine you're leaving home and you're going to college and meeting a roommate, and that whole new experience is anxiety provoking for everyone. And in that time, just saying to him, let's just think for a second about something you're grateful for. And in his recollection of his grateful moment that he was recalling in that moment, you could just see him start to calm down and start to just settle into the happiness of that memory, and really take the edge off something that would be very stressful for anyone when they're leaving home for the first time.
So the exercise boils down to find 3 good things in your day, write them down and why they were good right before you go to sleep, so that your brain is thinking good thoughts before you try to go to bed.
The second one that we wanted to share with you is something great to do this time of year. A lot of people start it in January, but we can definitely start it in November around Thanksgiving, is to have a family gratitude jar. So decorate a jar if you'd like, put colorful little pieces of paper by the jar so that everybody, when they're grateful for something, can write it down on the piece of paper and put it in the jar. And while they're thinking about that nice thing, they're starting to strengthen the happiness part of their brain. And you can pick periods of time as a family to kind of go through those notes and think about those moments that made you grateful and why, and recall them in a more structured, planned moment as a family. And you can also share each other's grateful moments. Go, oh yeah, that was something that I was really grateful for. I forgot to write that one down. And it keeps everybody together as a family, and also keeps you thinking about the things that are going well for yourselves.
I have a friend who I recommended this exercise to a while back, and she would start her gratitude jar with her family on Thanksgiving, and they decided, they celebrate Christmas, they decided that they would open the jar on Christmas Eve. And she started a nice tradition, and I think they're doing that every year now.
I know some people who've done it for New Year's too. Like on New Year's Eve, they take their jar from the whole year and they go through it and they remember all the great things that they had during the year. So there's a lot of really cool traditions you can do around something like that. And it's just a nice, colorful reminder that there's a whole big pile of good things sitting right there on your counter too.
Right. And I think it's important for kids to understand gratitude and what it is. I mean, in our busy lives and in our busy worlds, and for many of us, our ability to give our kids a lot of things, I think it's important to help kids understand gratitude, what it's about, how to express it, you know, and rather than just instead of always just, you know, receiving things, what it's like to give things and what it's like to be grateful for the things that you do receive.
And another tip around that, in terms of when you are grateful for those things, is to recall experiences that were happy for you in a lot of detail. So I just give an example. Before I came here today, I was talking to a mom and I said, well, what if your child was going to get a new puppy or got a new puppy? You would say, wow, remember when we saw the puppy for the first time online? And remember when we did a Skype session with that puppy and how cute he was? And then remember the drive there and how excited we were before we got to the breeder's house to pick up the puppy? And then remember when we held him for the first time? And you can see how I'm literally recalling all the different pieces of that really happy memory. That's another way to really be grateful and to ruminate in good things, is to recall a story in a lot of detail, something that made you really feel happy. And that's another way to increase that happiness part of your brain and overall your optimism.
Yeah, in Martin Seligman's and the Penn State's positive psychology, we call that savoring. You can savor the things that are happening now. You can savor the things that you're anticipating in the future, and you definitely can savor the good things of the past.
And even food, we do savoring chocolate is a common thing. We can certainly do a lot of savoring at Thanksgiving, savor our time with family, but also savor the delicious food that's always served during that holiday as well.
Awesome. The third and last one we want to share with you about gratitude in the month of November is writing a gratitude letter. And this is an exercise that should give you a huge bump in optimism, and kids too. And what it boils down to is taking someone that you are grateful for and writing them a letter, at least 300 words. It has to be a good size letter. And if possible, make a time when you can sit with that person and tell them that you want to read them that letter, and they're not allowed to interrupt you while you do it. And as you read that letter and express your gratitude, amazing things happen. And if you can't read that letter to somebody, be it maybe they have passed on or whatever, read it out loud, all right? Or make a video of you reading the letter and send it to somebody that you can't be with.
The research out of Penn State has shown that by doing a gratitude letter, you get a bigger boost in optimism than if you had won the lottery. So it's definitely worth doing to spend a little time writing a 300-word letter to somebody you're grateful for and getting all the benefits from that.
So go out and find the gratitude, express the gratitude, and you will feel like you won the lottery.